team. Together they're a power dream. The doctors are in, let the show begin. Double the wisdom, double the grin. From the courtroom to the ER spin, they've got the cure, let's dive right in.
Ladies and gentlemen, theys and gays, welcome back to The Doctors Are In, the show that's 2 degrees hotter than your average podcast. I'm Amanda Sharp, a West Coast corporate attorney.
And I'm Kelley Sharp, an East Coast dermatology resident.
And we're the Sharp sisters.
Twin sisters, born and raised in the Midwest, now living on opposite sides of the country, pursuing our professional dreams.
Let's get right into it today with twin triage. So what do we have first up on the docket, Kelley?
We have a very interesting and pretty intriguing development in Amanda's potential dating prospects. We have the patron saint of first dates and matchmaking, Chelsea Handler, an unlikely hero in our story. She has started a grassroots matchmaking service on her Instagram page, which is very wholesome. People are submitting themselves or their friends to see if she can use her platform to help connect people. And Amanda is one of the newest lucky contestants in this game show of love.
Yeah, exactly. So Chelsea Handler is now a wing woman, and thankfully she agreed to post my profile. So basically, I got some algorithm fed me a video of Chelsea Handler initially posting about these straight men who wanted to find dates. And then I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to submit into her DMs, slide in there and see what happens, and basically pitch myself, because she had said somewhere in this video that she was going to potentially do women looking for women, men looking for men. But I figured, why not? And then I waited about a week and I got a message from her and she was like, hey, can I post your bio on my page? I was like, absolutely. Why not? We are manifesting love in the year 2026. So it went live on Friday. I literally was about to go to sleep and started getting new followers. And I was like, this is odd. So I thought something was up. And then I realized I had been tagged in her post. So that's been insane. Definitely a lot more DMs than normal, a lot more follow requests. We'll see what comes of it, but it was very nice of her to do that. Very cool of her to do that. And I think regardless if it ends up being my matchmaking love story, I think she's going to help a lot of people. And I've heard she's already made a couple matches. So hopefully I'm next.
That's super exciting. I just think it's cool that she's doing this. And I'm really proud of you for putting yourself out there.
Thank
and
you.
Your profile was like fire. It was a very cute caption, great photo, and you're a total catch. So I'm excited to see where it goes. And this would be honestly the cutest story if it works out.
It was actually very funny. Someone did message me and she was like, hey, how did you get Chelsea Handler to be your wing woman? Also, this is going to be such a cute story at our wedding. And that was very funny. So,
I like that.
Everyone just keep it coming with the cute, funny DMs. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. But I did want to bring up a topic that has kind of been hitting my friend circles and brought up multiple times in the last couple of weeks. So I just wanted to get a read from the pod. I know you and I have talked about this, but when someone tells you, okay, close your eyes and picture something, picture an apple. This whole time I've been doing that, I picture nothing. It's just black. And I always thought I was just picturing an apple. I knew what an apple looked like conceptually, but it was just pitch black in my brain. And I was somewhere and someone was basically making fun of someone else's significant other because they couldn't see things when they pictured them in their heads. And I was sitting there kind of like, oh my God, I think I might be one of these people. And it turns out it was a group of 5 of us. 2 out of the 5 of us couldn't see things when we closed our eyes to picture them. And every time they've been at church, they're like, manifest this, picture your favorite spot, always just black hole. And I thought something was wrong with me, but it turns out there's 2 types of people. The people that can picture things when you close your eyes and the people that can't. And I think you're also a black hole person.
I am. I'm a black hole person. And there's actually a term for this. It's called aphantasia. And it's this idea that we have a visual spectrum, humans do. And some people can picture an apple and can clearly see hyper-realistic apple with seeds and the different colors of it. And really, really, it's right in front of them in their mind's eye. Whereas the opposite end of the spectrum is you literally don't have the ability to do that. It's painful to try. And then there's shades of gray in between. Literally some people can see outlines, some people can see black and white, some people can see a cartoon apple but can't do visual. It's all, everybody has a little bit different experience in the way that they can visualize things. But you and I are at the opposite end of that spectrum where it's just not, you're not able to create that. You know what it looks like and you can say, oh, I know what an apple looks like, but you can't bring it to your mind. which is really fascinating. I think it's probably under-recognized as well. I don't think people really realize that you're not doing something everyone else is unless you talk about it with somebody.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
like, we're like picture, a beach, or you're going and you're sitting and it's relaxing and you're like, I'm not picturing anything. I'm just imagining what it would be like to picture something.
Yeah, this whole
It's really
time.
but and also interestingly, another one of my friends, he was saying his wife is the same way. People with aphantasia still have the ability to vividly dream, which is true. Like I have crazy vivid dreams, thanks melatonin,
Yeah.
but I can't, call to mind voluntarily images. So it's really weird.
Yeah, I wonder if it's hereditary. I wonder if it's some kind of gene you could get passed down.
It is believed to have a strong genetic component. That's what the internet just told me.
Interesting. I think some people are embarrassed to say it. Like, to be honest with you, I was sitting here at this meeting where they were talking about this, and I almost didn't say anything because I'm like, "Ugh, I will not be that person who can't picture an apple. Like, it's a flaw in my personality." But then having someone else also say, I can't picture it, it made me feel less alone. And so I think, as stupid as it is, it's important to be honest about whether you could see the apple or not, because you might not be the only one. But if you pretend you saw the apple and you didn't, only you're going to know that. And that's a lie. You're lying to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Don't lie to yourself. And similarly linked, and I don't know if they're truly the same spectrum of sensation in the way that we experience the world, but that there's also this conversation whether people have an internal dialogue or not. And the idea of the internal dialogue is that you're going about life like your thoughts come across as your voice, or you're having this conscious stream of noise in your head, somebody talking, which I don't experience. Like everything is known, but it's not verbalized in my mind.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. It's almost like the apple. I'm one step away from seeing the apple. I'm one step away from hearing
Yeah.
the voice. I think I've heard the voice, but I don't actually hear the voice. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. And I think the other thing is too, like the internal dialogue, I don't think if you have one, I don't think it's really something you're even conscious of or trying. It's like the voice is just there. Versus I could like force myself to hear a voice. Like I can hear music in my head. I don't know if you can like hear a song.
I feel like my brain might be really rudimentary. I feel like it might be really,
I
really
don't think that's
small.
I don't think that's fair. I think that it's a different way of experiencing it. Everything is it's subconscious, right? Like it's just known. You just know.
I wonder if it also plays on, like, I have ADHD. I don't think that you do, or you've never been
I don't
tested, but
know.
do you think it all plays on it? Like, we were talking about how having, what's it called? Aspantasia?
Aphantasia.
Aphantasia, not to be confused with the Mickey Mouse
I was just
Symphony.
thinking that.
Really? Fantasia. Anyways, but like you also have a trouble when people try to say things to you, like a number or a letter or something, you can't listen
Yeah.
and spell something out. It's very difficult to have those two things, auditory and visual, at the same time because your brain's not
Yes.
used to
No,
processing that
100%.
way.
It's so challenging. Yeah.
I agree. Unrelated, but another similar thing that I think people differ on is I'm really excited. May 1st, everybody, Devil Wears Prada 2 comes out.
It's so exciting.
It's going to be amazing. And normally I don't go to premieres of movies unless it's like a really big deal. I went to the Eras Tour premiere, was the last one I can remember. Obviously, Twilight, Harry Potter, all of those. But typically you're not going to get me out to the movie theater unless it's a big deal. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is obviously a huge deal. So I asked one of my friends to go, and she made a date in her calendar, The Devil Wears Prada with Amanda. And then she said, that's so funny, it rhymes. And I was like, I don't think that it does. And she was like, yeah, it does. Prada and Amanda. And I've been asking people, and some people have, it's varying. Like, do you think Prada and Amanda rhyme? Because they just don't.
No, I think that they have similar like vowel structures. Like they're both
Yeah.
vowel heavy words.
They both
But-
have DA at the end, but that does not mean they rhyme.
No, Prada, Amanda, they have the same ending sound, but that doesn't mean that they rhyme. Sometimes it does. That means things rhyme, but like it doesn't work in my mind. Sorry, Derby.
Yeah,
you, but
way to
no.
call. I did my best to hide her identity, but you have called her out, and I will not edit that out. You're right. Derby, Prada, and Amanda don't rhyme. Okay. Let the comments show otherwise if we're wrong, but I just don't think that we are. On to a moment straight for the allies. 2 separate ones. Gonna make them quick rapid fire this time. First, shout out to Lauren Betts and the UCLA Bruins. They secured their first NCAA national championship in women's basketball last weekend. Lauren Betts has been super vocal about her mental health struggles and that she actually checked herself into a mental health hospital. Early on in her career, she switched from Stanford to UCLA. And during that pivot, she realized there was a lot of stuff she'd never really dealt with. So she ended up being truthful about her mental health and really addressing it with the team and telling everybody why she was gone for a couple of days. And everyone was super positive about it. She actually wrote in the Athletes Tribune, which is kind of basically a place where athletes can go and write stories on what's happening to them in their life. We'll link to it down below. She wrote kind of like why I want to be here still in general, like in life, not just at UCLA playing basketball. So that was super vulnerable of her, and would love to shout her out, because to be vocal about that at a time where it'd be a lot easier to be quiet about it, and then for her to win the national championship is super cool. And she was the MVP of the tournament. So shout out to Lauren Betts. Also, Artemis too, safely landed, had the splashdown in San Diego. That's been giving me joy. They say it's like moon joy, amaze, all these different cute little phrases. You know that they named one of the did you hear about how they named one of the craters on the moon after
He did. And his
Oh,
late wife.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's just been so wholesome. So there was 4 people, 3 Americans, 1 Canadian. One of them was a woman, Stina Koch, and she's basically become like a lesbian icon because she's just such a badass. I just wanted to give them a shout out because they've been giving us hope in this time of darkness. And I think, you know, it took them going to the moon and coming back for them to tell us how great Earth is. Sometimes we forget that we do live on this amazing planet with a lot of amazing people. And while there are some not amazing people, at the same time, we're a mirror for everyone else in the world. And we're all here together. We're building this environment. I don't know. I can't summarize it as well.
Really? No, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. We are a mirror. My other hot take, and this is much less profound, but every time we talk about going to the moon, do you know what I think of?
Xenon.
Oh, that is true. But no, something else, more specific, that's from the same era.
Something
We went to the moon.
Oh, when we went to the Kennedy Space Center and I had that moth that I hid underneath that plant.
No, that's not what I'm talking about, but that's also relevant.
Okay, no, I don't know. What?
We went to the moon in 1969. Is it 1969? Oh, no.
What are you doing?
Even Steven's song. It was 1969. Thanks, Christy. Locked that one in.
Wow. Christy Carlson Romano. Wow.
Supposedly,
no, I didn't.
Did you know that?
No, who told you that?
I don't know. Somebody.
We're gonna
I
have
don't
to
know
just
if that's true or not.
we're gonna have to bleep out where she lives so people
I
don't
know.
come
I
for
actually
her.
don't want anyone knowing about me. But I'm just telling you because I think it's
saying. Then stop saying. I did not know, but maybe we'll see her when we're around. The dream.
Now I'd like to move it along to my favorite segment, craziest shit we heard this week.
We've gone down the trademark rabbit hole. We won't go down super far this time, but I did hear. I have to look this up and show you live. You can trademark your face, your egg. Let me start over. I learned this story about how clowns have identifiable face patterns, okay? And each one is unique. So that reminds us of trademark, right? The clown registry, since the 1940s, eggs have been the canvas of choice for registering performers' unique makeup designs.
Seen this, and it's actually crazy. Or
So-
excellent, if you will.
It's excellent. So what happens is when you choose your face paint as a clown, wait, let me see. Each one is a record of a clown's unique identity. So membership 1 year plus provides an opportunity to order a set of eggs of your character, one for the clown's international egg collection and one for you. So you pay them 60 euros plus shipping costs. And then they will paint I think you have to send them a picture of what you want.
Yeah.
And then the artist will create a highly detailed clown face on the egg itself.
What a deal.
And they may need a small sample of the material. If you have any questions, you should reach out to secretary@clownsinternational.com. And you can also join the Facebook page. But basically, the egg
That's
registry
Really amazing.
is here, and it's just insane. Like, every clown who's ever been a real clown, has submitted, I guess, their face here. And this is how you figure out the trademark of a clown, is that they're all protected via these little eggs that they register. Isn't that crazy?
I just love that. I love that.
But that was the craziest shit I've heard this week.
In Game of Thrones, when Arya goes in the Hall of Faces, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And there's just faces, like a whole
It's
column.
exactly like that.
It's like that.
It's exact. Maybe that's where they got that from. Just saying.
Maybe. But I love that. Gotta protect your face if you're a clown.
Just saying. So, the Clown Egg Registry. If you've ever wondered where your favorite clown's makeup came from, could be there. Now,
Noted.
this week we don't have a guest, so we're going to answer some listener questions. We thought this was a good time to break up some of the interview style pods that we've been doing and really just get into the nitty-gritty important stuff that you guys want to know about. So
Really
first
important.
off, I actually heard this on a different podcast, so I think it's timely that we bring it up now. Reese's peanut butter cups have different shapes based on the holiday season that we're in. So there's Christmas trees for Christmas, Easter eggs for Easter, pumpkins for Halloween. There's one I'm missing.
Do they make footballs? If not,
Yeah,
they
but
should. Hearts?
hearts for Valentine's Day. So you have to rank them, all 4 of them. So what's the best in order between trees, eggs, hearts,
And pumpkin.
and pumpkin?
My personal preference, trees.
Is your first one.
You get more surface area.
Interesting.
The chocolate to peanut butter ratio is good with that one.
Okay.
Then I would have to say pumpkins, just because that's fun.
Okay.
Followed by, it's a tie between hearts and Easter eggs, because I feel like both of those have been relatively recent. I still have both of those subtypes in my fridge, because that's the other hot take. All chocolate really should go in the fridge. It's much better that way.
Agreed.
But I would say those are a tie because they're really similar in terms of shape and like general experience. But I think Christmas tree is the clear winner in my mind. What about
That's
you?
very interesting, because the podcast I was listening to that was discussing this as well, they said trees were the worst because they melt the quickest. And when they
What?
melt, they have so many points that the points melt quicker because they're not, I don't know. It was,
Are you not eating these in like 2 bites tops?
yeah, and I'm not sure where they were storing them, because if they had stored them in the fridge, we would have completely negated this issue.
Totally, yeah, it's different.
I think you're right. It's weird that you say the trees and the pumpkins, though, because the pumpkin has the stem sometimes, and I feel like the stem gets it a little bit. I like the egg because the egg is just like all what matters. Like the peanut butter is the most, and then there's chocolate around it. It's just a different journey. The heart is a little bit more like there's more chocolate than there is peanut butter in the egg because of the heart. And then with the pumpkin, it becomes like a heart shape with a stem, so we're getting even more outside, more chocolate. And then the tree just went off the rails for me. So I've got to say it's egg, heart, pumpkin, tree. Is that the opposite of what you
the
said?
opposite opinion.
So really, it just goes to show you there's a Reese's shape out there for everyone.
It's
So
true.
don't stop until you found yours, and don't let other people
I mean, the
tell you what
Reese's
yours
cups, the actual like, regular cups are good. I love a Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces hate to see me coming.
Ooh, Reese's Sticks. Have you had those?
No.
They're like Nutter Butter wafers, but like in a stick form. They're so good.
That sounds really
They're
good.
like Kit Kat, but for Reese's.
I like Kit Kats too.
Reese's Pieces are good. I actually recently had Reese's peanut butter cup with sprinkles in it for Easter.
What?
It hits so different. I'm not really a fan of the regular Reese's peanut butter cups. I think they taste a little bit buggy, if we're being honest. And the other day I was in Aunt Kay's fridge and I was like, what is this? And I bit into it. Sprinkles inside, and when it's in the fridge and they have the sprinkles.
Oh my God, delightful. She keeps her chocolate in the fridge too. I feel like that's probably where we got it. It's so much better that way.
I also recently had the Reese's peanut butter ice cream bars. Those things slap. Holy shit. If you have not had one, go run and get them. They're 140 calories a bar. It's very good. 10 out of 10.
Noted.
So let's move on to the next one, because I think that's been clarified. The favorite shapes. Favorite song right now. What's your favorite song right now, Kelley?
That's tricky. So my current thing I'm listening to a lot is a really cool version of Staying Alive, like the disco song.
Okay.
But Lizzie McAlpine did a cover with the Scary Pockets. And it's like this like funk groove disco energy. And
Lizzie McAlpine and the Scary Pockets?
yes, Lizzie McAlpine is an independent artist. The Scary Pockets, like I think this is the first of their stuff I'm listening to, but they kind of do cool jazz funk renditions of things. And it's Staying Alive, which is a song we all know. I never would choose to listen to it, I don't think, but she does a really cool version of it. And so I've been listening to that a lot.
Interesting.
And then in a couple weeks, my new favorite song will be all of Noah Kahan's new songs on his album coming out, The Great Divide.
I dig that.
Yeah. What about you?
I dig that. I think a song I've been really into, not just recently, but for always, ever since I heard it, Nothing's All the Time by Ashley Kutcher. It's very good. It's basically about like nothing in life is all the time, whether it's super good or super bad. You have to remember something will change. It will be different tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have to embrace the good and remember that while you can get through the bad, because nothing's all the time. I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about that song, and it gets me through a lot of hard times.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, I dig that song. And let's see, what's the best way to get out of a funk besides listening to Nothing's All the Time? I would say going on a run for me. I think getting myself active, doing a hot yoga where I sweat it out, just a good cry maybe, or smashing something if it's appropriate. Sometimes it's not appropriate. So
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that one.
you can't do that all the time.
Yeah. For me, I think a run would get me more into a funk, but I do
Will
like
get you
a
into a
walk.
cramp for sure.
Or it's just like pain, physical pain. I think that, yeah, just getting outside, it's getting nice here finally. So we've been going like seeing some water, going on a walk, just talking to people, giving you a call always helps me. Playing with Liberty, my dog, is really, really helpful.
Yes. Cooper.
Playing
Bentley.
like playing music, like playing guitar, singing is like one of those things because you just have to focus on doing that. And so I think it kind of gets you out of this like cyclic mindset of something you're upset about. And then I think accomplishing small tasks is always nice too, whether it's
Hmm.
something silly like bringing a package to return or doing your laundry. Otherwise, these little things build up and I think weigh on us, whether we subconsciously know it or not.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's, the thing that always helps me feel a little better.
Yeah, I've been really into manifestation recently. And one of the things I was doing during the half marathon I did on Saturday was I was listening to this manifestation podcast. And this woman was talking about how when you're stuck, how do you get out of it?
Mhm.
Because you feel you're manifesting something, like you're manifesting that you want love or money. You're not seeing any differences, but you feel like you're manifesting it appropriately. And she was said that you should do something outside your regular routine. So whether, like you were saying, it's go return a package or go see a movie on a random day or go to a park or even take a different route home than you normally would, like
Yeah.
take a different street, because then it signals to the universe that you're open to something changing and being more receptive to breaking into the pattern, because she's all about like there's a bunch of realities and they're all aligned at the exact same time and you have to get off one path and get onto another, but they're all happening concurrently. So whichever one you want to be on, you have to do something to basically warp yourself over there. So that was interesting because I feel like getting out of a funk a lot of the time, you think it has to be something big, like I'm going to rearrange all the furniture, but instead maybe it's just like you said, you put your milk in a different spot in the fridge or
Yeah.
something. You know?
Yeah, no, 100%. Another important question I think we should address is if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? And this is not really a fair question for you because you have a very restrictive diet and you
I
kind
like
of do
this.
this already, I feel like.
I heard recently that people with ADHD do this thing where they just eat one meal all the time, every day until they get tired of it and then they go to a different one. And that's basically me. I have certain meals that I'll be in the habit of eating and then I'll get bored of it and I'll go to something else, but then I'll always come back to it, kind of like a
It's your
cycle.
hyperfixation meal.
It's what?
Your hyperfixation meal.
Exactly. Right now, if I could only eat one meal for the rest of my life, it's hard because meal, what does that include? Does it include like a first course and a dessert, or is it just one staple?
Just like a thing. Like, yeah, no, we're not. Dessert's its own separate thing, I think.
Do we have to worry about like protein, or this thing's supposed to have everything we ever need?
No, this sustains you. This, like, just imagine this is just for like the taste of
Okay.
it. Otherwise, it will give you all your nutrients. It's, yeah.
Okay, cake with buttercream icing. I'm eating
Okay.
cake with more icing than cake. Like a lot of icing and a little cake. That's what I'm eating for the rest of my life.
What flavor is the cake?
It doesn't matter. The icing is the main important thing. The icing is vanilla, but it's buttercream. It's buttercream, vanilla icing, and vanilla cake. I don't need any chocolate cake. I don't need any kind of random flavor of cake. The cake is just the conduit that the icing is carried on.
Okay.
So it could be like a flat cookie. It could, no, that I take it back. I want a cookie cake with an amount of icing that's equal to the amount of cookie.
Okay, like a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want. Screw the cake. I don't need the cake. I want the cookie cake with the icing. What about you?
Okay.
What's your meal for the rest of your life?
God, that's so tricky. I think I would say I'm caught between two things.
Okay, just say them.
One thing would be cheese enchilada platter, refried beans, Mexican rice, chips and
Kelly,
queso.
you said one thing. You're
A
eating a bunch
meal.
of stuff.
A meal. I'm not
Okay.
gonna have one single. That would be a food item.
I'm pretty sure we can literally run the tape back and see what you said, but I think you said one thing. You have to eat one thing.
I meant like we aren't talking about like a 3-course meal here. This is like a meal. Like I'm gonna have. Okay, whatever. Don't restrict me.
I'm just following the rules.
Would you like to amend your answer with this information?
No, I'm confident my answer is still going to stay the same. I just wanted to be clear. No, you're right. Continue.
So cheese enchilada platter from Ponax in Kansas City specifically. And the other thing I was thinking about would be like a really great smash burger, either from Freddy's or In-N-Out. Let's go with In-N-Out. In-N-Out hamburger or In-N-Out cheeseburger animal style with not the In-N-Out French fries because those are not very good. I need some like better French fries, either like McDonald's, hot, crispy, just out of the oven. You can't beat that. Salty, extra salt. Yeah, one of those two.
Okay. Got it. Okay, well, you're gonna die soon because that's not good. There's no nutrients in those, but there's more nutrients than in my cake. So
Your cookie cake and icing.
you're right. You're right. That's a really good. Those are two good fitting meals for you. I think you could live on those happily for the rest of your life.
Thank you.
Unrelated to that question, here's another question. What's one thing you want to accomplish this year that you haven't already?
One thing I want to accomplish this year.
Get a girlfriend.
Ooh, I like that for you.
Thank you. Not for you. I wasn't suggesting for you. I was suggesting for me.
I have a husband, but I like that for you. I think for me, I want to accomplish. That's tough. I don't know. What should I say?
I don't know. Do you want to like learn another language or learn how to cook something or learn a skill or go somewhere?
I mean, I'm going someplace, but that's not like an accomplish. Like, that's just happening. We bought the flights.
Well, like you could accomplish going somewhere.
Okay, fine. I would like to accomplish, this isn't really an accomplishment, but just something I'm really passionate about and have been excited about would be to continue to travel. So right now I've got a trip booked for Greece. And then also hopefully something I would love to do is go to Machu Picchu this year in Peru.
Oh, okay. Got it. And you're going to teach me how to scuba dive in Turks and Caicos.
And I'm going to teach you. Actually, that's my main accomplishment. I won't be personally teaching you, but I will be experiencing you learning how to scuba dive. And
You'll be watching to make sure I don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Let's go with that.
Okay. On that note, related to traveling, do you both ever miss living in Kansas? Do you think you'll ever go back?
I do not think I would ever move back to Kansas. I don't see a situation in which that would happen. You never know, but I think that would be highly unlikely. I am so thankful to have grown up where we grew up, and I think it was like a really wonderful place to have a childhood and loved going to KU, and I have a lot of love for Kansas City and Kansas in general, but I've really enjoyed living in the East Coast. I've really enjoyed living in like a more metropolitan area. And I think that the only thing that would make me want to move back is to be closer to everybody. And my ultimate plan is just for us to be someplace where we're all like regionally located, at least in some like driving distance. It's not unreasonable. So
Yeah.
that would be the only thing that would change that answer. But hopefully we'll all just migrate out someplace else.
Yeah, I think the only way I would end up in Kansas is if I was given the athletic director job at the University of Kansas.
Sure.
I can't imagine moving back to Kansas, but I can't imagine saying no to that position because that would be my dream job, would just be to go to all the sporting events and be involved in Kansas athletics. And I think I could do it really well, and I think I would learn a lot. My other thought is that I've always figured that, let's say I'm the last one to survive out of all of us, you know, you and mom and dad are gone and our friends are gone and I really have nothing going on for me. I would definitely move to Lawrence and buy a house like right by the Chi Omega fountain, you know, within walking distance of Allen Fieldhouse. And I would just get season tickets to Memorial Stadium and to Allen Fieldhouse. I'd go to all the games and I'd get volleyball season tickets, baseball, soccer. And I would just have someone come get me from the office and like wheel me down the hill or maybe take me in a golf cart. And I would just go to all the games until my heart gave out. So I could see myself growing old and living my days.
Die and you're old to do that if that's something you want to do.
No, it's not something that I want. It's something that I would love to do, but I think I could do it without living in Lawrence forever. But the only reason I would live in Lawrence forever is if everyone else that I loved and I was living for was gone. I think the only thing I would be living for would be Kansas athletics. And at that point, I would need to be close to them in order to just keep myself going.
Heard.
So that's really what I'm saying. Like if there was other things keeping me going, those are probably going to mean as much to me as Kansas athletics in a way that they're going to win out because they're probably real people rather than just an institution.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, but that's, yeah. And that's contingent on like not having kids, not having a wife. But no, you never say never. So I could see myself moving back to Kansas on those two very unique circumstances. But again, I think with you, I would rather, the only way I would really move back there seriously without one of those two things happening is if you moved back there and that was where everyone was meeting up. Although I do have to talk to you about this. Maybe we shouldn't do it on the pod, but if you've seen the show Paradise, have you seen it?
I told you to watch Paradise. I haven't
But you
seen the
haven't
second.
seen it all.
Oh, I have
Okay,
not
so
seen.
don't give me that. You aren't even caught up, and I'm caught up. So that's why I'm asking. You should
Sorry.
watch the rest of it. But I was telling mom and dad we need to come up with a plan because if there is an apocalypse, we are not going to have a chance to talk because all the phones will be fried. So we did come up with a plan. I'm going to have to fill you in on it. I'm not going to do it now.
Okay. You don't
But
want
I
to share.
will just say to the followers, you should contact your loved ones on the chance that there is, if you haven't seen Paradise, without ruining it, there is a way we would all survive an apocalypse, but all of our technology would be fried. So we would not be able to communicate with each other, but we would still be alive. And how are you going to communicate with the East Coast and the Midwest and the West Coast? You're not. So you need to come up with a plan ahead of time to put into motion if something like that happens. So this is your
Yes.
reminder to do that. Call your loved ones and don't invite more people than you're able to support in your little system. So if your house only supports 4 people, do not tell 25 people about it. You don't want to have to kill your friends and neighbors the first day of the apocalypse because you can't all fit in the hidey hole.
God,
Okay?
brutal.
Just being real. You'd rather hear it now than on the first day of the apocalypse. Just saying.
Anyways, on
Anyway,
that note, what's the biggest way that our personalities differ as twins, do you think?
I would say you're much cordial. You're much more peacemaker, people pleaser, going to make the situation better because you feel bad that everyone isn't happy. And I'm much more like, you broke it, you fix it. I'm going to sit here because I'm right and you're wrong. And
I
you're
do
the one
think
who's like, everyone come into the middle and we'll all say what we did right and wrong and then we'll make it better.
I think you're probably more assertive outwardly in that way.
It's a better
Definitely
way to say
tend
it.
I tend to try to like mitigate conflict. Although I will say I've gotten a lot better about this, especially as I like went through medical school and kind of like started figuring out where my professional identity was and like sort of how to take a leadership position sort of and trying to view myself as a leader. I've gotten better about just
Yeah.
being so passive, but I think that's fair. But I admire your confidence, and I think that there's an important place for that as well.
I would say I'm always going to be the coach. Like, I'm always going to be the person who's like, let's figure this out. And Kelly's much more going to be like the supporter, the supporting role who's like the infrastructure that's you couldn't do it without, but isn't going to be the one who outwardly is like taking all the, I don't know how to say it. You're not taking all the heat and you're not taking all of the affection. You're just like not in the spotlight, but you're like one step away from it. You're holding up the spotlight so that it shines on the right people.
I appreciate that. I'm
You
glad
know,
you
things couldn't get done without you.
same.
So same. I think we differ because Kelly did choir and theater and I did band and sports. Like, we differ in a lot of ways, but I think that makes us good because we fill out the parts of each other or the roles in our lives. Like, Kelly can tell me about certain things that are happening in New York City and fashion and all of that stuff. And I don't have any idea going in the West Coast, like what's going on over there. But she'll tell me about like the best new shows, whereas I'm filling her in on things like sports or
Politics or current events.
how the penny went out of circulation. Certain
silly.
things. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, one thing we haven't talked about a lot on the podcast that one of the questions brought up is music. So, for those who don't know, before Kelly and I pursued professional degrees, we had dabbled in the idea of doing music professionally, and we did kind of do it semi-professionally for a while. And one of the questions said, how did you both get into music? Was it something you grew up doing together?
Yeah, I think 100% something we grew up doing together. I think we've always been really musical, our whole family, and mom was so musical and just grew up singing, and that was like a part of our childhood. And I think that as soon as we both decided that we really also loved music and loved being a part of that, and I think really when we got our guitars and learned how to do that and like support ourselves, making our little songs and playing, and I think that that took things to a more cohesive level that was like, oh, actually, we really do like doing this. This is so fun. It was just a kind of a natural progression of that love of it. And then ended up being relatively talented at it too, which is always nice, not being like horrible.
Yep. Agree.
It's sad, a sad thing sometimes too to say, like, I'm very happy with the way that our lives have worked out. And I'm so thankful to be where we are. And music is such an important thing, but I think it's interesting that it kind of it ebbs and flows in terms of its like forefront importance in the way
Yeah.
that you and I like interact in the way that I think of myself in the world. And that would be something I would love to do more of actually is get back into music with you. tough
Agree.
being
Yeah, I think
pitching
it will
off
it will
part.
all come. I think right now we're honing our craft as doctor and lawyer, and I think eventually it will become more second nature to do those things, and music will come back around into the forefront because we'll have reached the pinnacles of those careers and where we think we want to go with them, and we'll be wanting to jump back into something and become good at something again. And I think music will present itself in that time when we're ready for it. But I agree. I think it was always something we did when we were little. It made us different than our friends. We got to do the talent shows. We got to do, you know, playing at parties. And it was cool to be up on stage because then I think either people are watching you on stage or you're on stage. But being on stage, it allows you to kind of talk to people and be around people without actually having to do those weird one-on-one conversations in a crowd.
Right.
I miss that about music where we got to connect to the entire audience at one time and you could kind of give that you had a platform, whereas now you have to bring everyone to that platform by talking to them one on one, and that's just very tiresome. And I don't
What an
like
interesting way to think about that, but that's so true.
you know. I was thinking about
Yeah.
that the other day. I was like, it would be so much easier to find a wife if we were just back into music because then I could just go up on stage every day and be like, listen, guys, spread the word. And I think that would be much easier rather than me doing it individually. It's taken 10 years and where have we gotten ourselves? You
I don't
know?
know. Chelsea Handler's using her platform.
I know. It's all
Listeners out here, Amanda is very single. She is an excellent catch.
oh,
Please hit her up.
please take
Please.
me out of this misery of being alone. But yeah, no, I think music makes us unique. And I was going to say something, but I forgot what it was. So I'm just not going to say it anymore.
Another question I think is interesting to think about, like dream collaborative.
Dream
Another super interesting
collaborators.
about is dream collaborators, whether that's like musically or on the podcast. I mean, I think we have the same one, probably the only answer.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Allison Swift, obviously. So that's going to be maybe like next year. We'll work on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was what I was going to say. Did you see Biebercella last night?
Oh my God. I was going to say, actually, when you were like searching things on the computer, reminded me of him just like pulling things up on
Maybe
YouTube.
that's what it channeled. I was like, we could be this authentic because Justin Bieber was.
It was so excellent. Honestly, that's what I do half the time in the
It was
weekend.
wholesome.
It's like
Yeah.
such a great thing. Just scrolling through videos. That's like Reed and I sitting around
were
on
like-
Saturday night. They're like, oh, let's watch
Yeah.
this or play this. And I'm just like karaokeing to the song. Like it's really a universal experience, I feel.
Yeah, some people were upset because they paid so much money to go to Coachella just to have him play on music. I was like, you are not a millennial kid who needed healing. Like, leave us
Yeah.
alone.
It was so great. He did so many deep cuts. And like,
And
what did we
No, he
expect?
was like happy. Like he was
Yeah,
smiling at
he-
himself. And I've always just had an
He
affinity
was having a
for
good
Justin
time.
Bieber.
I
Like,
was here for it.
I think I was Justin
I
Bieber in
not
another
paying
life.
enough to go to Coachella though. It seems horrible.
Okay, I was at Coachella the other day for the Sandstorm lacrosse tournament, and it's on the Coachella grounds. So we saw that giant tower was standing there, and I was like, oh my God.
Wild.
Yeah, a couple of my friends go
You're just,
every
like,
single year.
sit out and like hid in the tower and come out for Coachella.
Yeah. No, that sounds like my worst nightmare. That would absolutely be awful. Okay, dream collaborator for podcast or music is Taylor Swift. Obviously, there's a bunch of others, but Taylor Swift is the only one that matters for manifestation purposes. It's all going to come back together. I have a couple of other exciting things to say about manifesting dream collaborations, but I can't say them right now. But like, just know it might be in the works and we may or may not be able to announce it at some time soon. Okay, sorry. Go to the question you wanted me to answer.
Yeah. So if you wanted to describe me in 3 words, what would they be? And I'll do the same for you.
I know I had these questions ahead of time, but I didn't think this through. So hang on. I need to think about them. The first one would be worldly.
Oh, I like that.
Because you're very in touch with like all the cool fashion stuff and you've been a lot of cool places and you're very much just a student of the world in ways I'll never be. I've only been to Mexico and Italy for your wedding. So not me, couldn't be me, but you are worldly. Second one would be, I want to say talented, but that kind of seems too broad.
Talented.
I think you're talented because you're able to excel at everything that you want to be good at. Music, dating, married life, traveling, wine, fashion,
I don't think that being
medicine.
accomplishment, but thank you.
As someone who's married, you can't say that. It definitely is an accomplishment. Not everyone accomplishes it. You also married someone who was like a catch. Some people don't marry catches. They just settle, and that's not what we're in the game for. So I would say worldly, talented. It's hard. I don't know. There's one other word that I have to like choose, but there's like a lot of words.
Do you want me to give you yours and you come back to me?
No. What's a word for like maybe like grounded or content is not the word I'm thinking of, but like you are not materialistic in the way of if I buy something that's $5,000, I need everyone to know it's $5,000 because I can't afford for them not to. But wealth whispers, money talks or whatever. Like you don't need the validation that I do from the socials or other people. You're just confident in who you are. So maybe you're like secure.
I like secure.
That's going to be what it is. I don't think that's the exact right word, but like secure in that everything you have, you know you are meant to have, but you don't need to tell anyone else about it because you're just secure in having it.
That's very sweet.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Worldly, talented, and secure.
I appreciate that.
Now
My
you've had a lot of time to
I know, it's not fair.
rambling
My
on.
one that I was thinking, it's kind of it's the spin-off of if Demanda were an adjective, but I think tenacious is something I would use to describe you, and that you're very determined and just confident, but not aggressive, but just very much like when you have a goal or when you're trying to communicate something or you're passionate about something, you're very
driven
to that goal. So I think tenacity is underrated quality, and you definitely are like brimming with that. I would also say you're very inquisitive in the sense that you're always trying to make things, you're wondering, how can I make this more unique for people? And I think inquisitive kind of goes hand in hand. I don't want to say creative because that's very lame, but you love to personalize things. You love to think about deeper meanings of things. You love to put your mark on things and do it a little bit differently. And I think that that's really unique skill set to have and something that I really admire, because I think that just shows that you use this whole other part of your brain. You're always thinking outside the box and asking why and just thinking about things in a really intentional manner. And then I think my third to describe you would be loyal as fuck. You're just you're a ride or die. Like you're very like dependable in that way. Like the people that you love, you're always there for them. The causes that you commit to, like you back wholeheartedly. You're not afraid to say if you don't agree with something or to stand up for what you think is right. And I think that being loyal is something that is rarer and rarer. So say you're tenacious, you're inquisitive, and you're loyal.
That was wholesome. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, I think we should end the questions on that one. I think that was a really good one. To sum up, right before the very end, I want to do a couple things that feel illegal. We don't need to go too much into them. We'll just do rapid fire.
Okay.
Things that feel illegal: overstuffing the tissue box. When I can't get a tissue out and I have to take all the tissues out and then they explode, what good is that doing? If I was not
So
crying
annoying.
already, I'm crying now.
Or you're
Don't
like trying to
overstuff
get it,
it.
it's ripping off like a corner of it. You're just like mauling it like a wild animal. No.
And it never gets to the point where it goes quickly. It always is just like a clump or it's empty. Where's the in between?
There isn't one, apparently.
No.
I would also say, along that same line of personal hygiene products, having the toilet paper on the wrong way. And the wrong way means one thing and one thing only. That means that the toilet paper tail is like facing the wall. It's like going,
Yeah.
like the toilet paper, the body of it is there, and then the tail is behind.
Yeah,
It's
like you
not
have to reach into the pocket of the toilet paper to get the thing. It's not just there for
invasive.
you.
It's not seamless. Again, last thing I like need to be thinking about when I need toilet paper is that
It's wasteful.
It's wasteful. It's just not
I'm-
acceptable.
I agree. Another thing is that your ID expires on your birthday. I have realized this every birthday I have an ID expires and I just like continue living. But I think we should do something about that. It needs to either be 10 days before, 10 days after, probably 10 days after. When you turn 21 and your ID expires and you try to go to Olive Garden and they say you can't have wine because your ID is expired today and you say it's my 21st birthday.
Moscato for you.
No Riscato for you because your ID is expired. What kind of shameful person made that the rule? Someone in government, no doubt, but still, we can change it. When I run for president, that will be my platform.
Okay.
The IDs need to expire a month after your birthday.
A month.
I've decided 10 days is not enough. That's only a full business week. We need a whole month.
I'll let you do this last one because I know this hits home for you.
Yeah. Finally, things that feel illegal but aren't. When you do a shopping like Uber Eats, DoorDash, I do Aldi shopping delivery. and I say you can substitute with the next best thing, I should have known that I should just tell them what it is, or I should say refund, because
You
I'm
should.
a highly particular shopper.
It's on
But
you
here's
for the most part for not doing
But
this.
it's not on me when I say I want blueberries and I say substitute with the next best thing. The next best thing to regular blueberries is frozen blueberries. That's the kind of substitution I'm discussing.
Frozen? No. That's a
Type
different thing entirely.
Not more so than the blackberries I got the other day when I went into my bag and I said, where are the blueberries? And they said, they're not there. We replaced them with the best substitute. I will die on this hill. Blackberries are not a substitute for blueberries. They're completely different species of berries. They have seeds inside of them and they are not the same consistency. They should have refunded. Okay, that's
They
illegal.
should have refunded.
That's
Also, why
illegal.
didn't Aldi have blueberries?
Why didn't they have like frozen blueberries or organic or whatever?
I know. But no, if someone gave me frozen blueberries when I wanted regular blueberries, I would be upset that it's not like a
That happened to
one-to-one.
me the other day and I was okay. But then the blackberries happened and I wasn't. So I guess it's just a particular shopper preference. But all I'm
Okay.
saying is you cannot substitute an entire different type of berry for another berry.
No,
That's
I
like
agree.
choosing regular milk and then they give you coconut milk. You can't just
Yeah.
do that.
Also, can we just talk about coconut milk is not good. It's my
I
least
agree.
favorite alternative milk.
I agree.
Actually, soy milk might be worse than coconut milk.
I don't know. No.
It goes
No. I think they're
almond milk
close.
tied
Yeah.
closely with oat milk. I'll do either.
I think oat is a little higher for me, but yeah. Almond is what I buy because it's cheaper.
Okay. And then other alternative milks. Oh, I do like there's that Fairlife. It's Fairlife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the spun milk, it like gets rid of the most of the
Yeah.
lactose or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But it has a lot of protein.
Yeah. So that
That's
one's
really
good too.
I agree. And then it goes soy, coconut.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anywho, that is all that we have for you guys today. So thank you for joining us for the 4th episode of The Doctors Are In, the sharpest podcast out there.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, please subscribe, leave us a review, or share it with somebody that you love or hate.
Got questions to the questions we asked today, or answers to the questions we have today, or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes? Send them our way. We love hearing from you.
You can use the email thedoctorsaretwins@gmail.com. Until next time, stay sharp.
Stay sharp.
Doctor or lawyer, pick your team. Together they're a power dream. The doctors are in.